Your first warning forecast coming up.
All right, David, thank you. Former President Donald Trump has been criminally indicted again. This time, a state prosecutor in Georgia brought charges against the former president. This is the fourth set of charges Mr. Trump faces, and this is a big indictment naming former President Donald Trump and 18 other co-defendants alleging a criminal conspiracy in Georgia and beyond. NBC's Vaughn Hilliard joins us to give us a little insight. So, Vaughn, thank you for being here. Focusing specifically on the former president, what are some of the most serious charges and how has he responded to them?
The most serious charge out of this, Jennifer, is the fact that Donald Trump is charged by the district attorney along with 18 others on racketeering charges here. This is a situation in which he outlines several predicated crimes that Donald Trump and others committed for the purpose of committing the criminal act of overturning the 2020 election results here in the state of Georgia. For Donald Trump, this is serious in nature because he is looking at the potential of state charges being filed against him, as they are. And in that scenario, if he were to win back the White House, unlike federal charges, he would not be able to pardon himself. And so for Donald Trump, this is different than the other charges of election interference we saw earlier this month. But what we saw from the district attorney here was the allegations laid out that he was part of what she calls a criminal enterprise to willfully overturn the will of Georgia voters, when she alleges that Donald Trump and others that were a part of this scheme all well knew that their fraudulent election claims were not true.
And Vaughn, prosecutors intend to try all 19 defendants together. Who are some of the others charged alongside the former president? And how does that really complicate how this trial could unfold?
Right. There are several local Republican officials, including the chairman of the Republican Party here in the state of Georgia, who are among those defendants. But the more notable names to the greater public at large were those that were very public-facing, including Rudy Giuliani, the former New York City mayor who served in the capacity of personal lawyer to Donald Trump after the 2020 election. He testified before an official proceeding here in the Georgia Senate at the Capitol building in December of 2020, in which he propagated false election conspiracies. But also Mark Meadows, who is serving as chief of staff to Donald Trump. He is also one of those defendants. And because there are 19 defendants in this case, we are looking at potentially a long period before a trial begins. The district attorney said she wants it to start just 6 months from now, but ultimately it would be up to a judge to determine. And I'm told by legal experts that we should not anticipate this even necessarily starting before November of 2024, when Donald Trump could very well be on the ballot in the general election for the presidency.
Vaughn Hilliard, thank you so much for being with us this afternoon. And ahead on NBC Nightly News, why the latest charges against the former president are complicated for the prosecution as well.